Syria are threatening action against Israel for an airstrike inside Syria Wednesday. U.S. officials say the target was a weapons shipment bound for terrorists. Syria says Israel hit a research facility. Correspondent Connor Powell is sorting through things in Jerusalem.
Syria's bloody civil war could be on the brink of expanding beyond its borders, as the Assad regime vowed today to retaliate for an Israeli airstrike on a weapons convoy inside Syria. U.S. officials confirmed the strike on the convoy, which was believed to be carrying sophisticated Russian-made SA-17 surface-to-air missiles from Syria to Hezbollah fighters in Lebanon. World leaders have long feared that the chaos of the Syrian civil war would lead to the transfer of weapons to extremist groups. Syria denied the existence of any weapons convoy, instead claiming that Israeli jets attacked a military facility outside Damascus. Syria's ally Iran said there would be repercussions for Israel, while Russia called the strike an unjustified attack.
It is a very serious breach of the UN Charter. This is an unacceptable action against a sovereign government.
The White House has not publicly commented on the attack, but Pentagon officials tell Fox News the U.S. was given a heads up from Israel. Despite all the saber-rattling, so far Syria and its allies have only issued threats, but with its own civil war raging, it's not clear whether Syria is in a position to respond with any real force. But launching an attack on Israel could be used by Assad to prop up his own crumbling regime. Brett?
Connor Powell in our Middle East newsroom. Connor, thanks. To speed up its effort to enrich uranium, which could be used for a nuclear bomb. Iran has informed the UN's atomic agency that it will install new high-tech centrifuges at its main nuclear site. It's believed they are 5 times faster than the current models. Let's pull back a bit and take a look at the big picture in the Middle East. Tonight, Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen walks through the challenges America is facing in the world's most dangerous neighborhood.
With even the Russians now predicting the imminent downfall of the Assad regime in Syria and the Egyptian military warning of the possible collapse of Mohamed Morsi's Islamist government in Cairo, never has the Mideast been more volatile or more vexing for U.S. policymakers. An extraordinary range of challenges confronts the Obama administration while it launches a second term still uncertain of its own cast of players and next moves.
Do you think we should make sure that the Syrians get the weapons they need and perhaps establish a no-fly zone? Do you think we do?
I believe that part of our review is looking at those options.
Nor is it believed that the demise of Bashar al-Assad after a 2-year civil war in which he killed some 60,000 people would swiftly end the fighting between Syria's warring factions.
The civil war in Syria, the instability in Libya, the new government that's arisen in Egypt, all of these things significantly complicate our ability to fight terrorism, to maintain regional peace in particular. Oil security has not been affected yet, but that's got to be something that's on the radar, and certainly instability in the region affects oil prices generally.
2013 is also widely presumed to be the year when the long-simmering issue of Iran and its renegade nuclear program will come to a full boil, most likely in the form of an Israeli military strike against Iran's nuclear installations. From the Obama administration, analysts await some signal of a new approach to Tehran, one that moves beyond the now familiar mix of sanctions and engagement, which led Washington 4 years ago to turn a deaf ear to the popular uprising that the Ayatollahs crushed with bloody force.
The Obama administration had a bet that is basically to partner with the Muslim Brotherhood in North Africa, and another bet that is to re-engage the Iranian regime. Now this is collapsing because in North Africa we see now that civil societies are rising against the partners of the Obama administration. That is going to put the United States in a very weak position, in a very isolated position. So what Washington needs to do very fast is that for President Obama to address those segments of societies in Egypt, in Libya, and Tunisia on the one hand, and on the other hand in Syria, instead of playing the arbiter between Russia and Iran and other forces, to engage civil society inside Syria. These are the forces of change. These are the forces for the future.
In his confirmation hearing last week, America's new top diplomat sketched out a different roadmap.
The president understands the stakes and the implications in the Middle East. I mean, so much of what we aspire to achieve
and what we need to do globally, what we need to do in the Maghreb, in South Asia, South Central Asia, throughout the Gulf, all of this is tied to what can or doesn't happen with respect to Israel-Palestine.
Solving the Mideast, of course, is a goal that has eluded all modern presidents. That Secretary Kerry sees the path to that Holy Land running through the actual Holy Land suggests a possible return to an older model of U.S. statesmanship in the region, Brett, one that predates the Arab Spring.
James.